we are going to have another session with different educators from different part of the world. And tonight we have ESOL Facilitator at 21K School and Mary Sebastian from India. When she comes, we are going to start our live session with her. I'm waiting for her to join, and it's going to be a very interesting session with her, I'm sure. And I think she is here. I'll just invite her to join the session. She has already sent me the request for the session. Wonderful. Let me accept it. Yes, I have accepted. Waiting for her to join. It takes time. Mary is a wonderful educator from India. I'm sure that we are going to talk a lot of different topics with her. And I'm sure that she has a lot of things to say to us tonight. Okay, it takes time, Mary, so that's why. Just a moment. Sure, I know. I have done it. I sent you a request.
Hi, good
Hello?
evening. Hi,
Good
good
evening,
evening.
Mary. Hello. It's
So nice
wonderful
to,
to see
so
you.
nice to connect with you. Yeah, so nice to
It's
connect with you
wonderful.
too. So nice to,
It's
absolutely,
great.
absolutely. The pleasure is all mine. The pleasure is all mine. What's
Great. Thank you.
the
Thank you
time in
very much,
Turkey now?
Mary.
What's the time in Turkey now?
It's yeah, 5 past 9.
Five
It's
past
it's
nine.
late there,
And
I
it's
know.
in, yeah, it, no,
It's a
that's
little bit
okay,
late
but
there in India.
but
Okay.
I don't want
So
to miss this chance.
okay, great. Think I'm happy about it. And I would like to say thank you very much, Mary, to accept my invitation for Teacher Talks. It's a great pleasure to have you in this live
Absolutely.
session. I'm
The
sure that
pleasure is mine.
mhm.
Yeah,
Wonderful. And I know that it's a little bit late there in India, so I
no
don't want to take your
issues.
time more. And if you're
No
ready,
issues.
we can start. Can
Yeah,
we?
I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready.
All
Absolutely
right.
ready.
Okay. Wonderful. And I know about you, Mary, but maybe our guests would like to know about you. So can you tell us about yourself, please, and a bit about your experiences too?
All right. I think most of you, or Walton, you know me. My name is Mary Sebastian. And of course, I'm an Indian, originally from Delhi, but settled now in Kerala.
Uh-huh.
So Kerala is my hometown, and I'm currently settled here. I have more than 3 decades of teaching experience, out of which 12 years was in my own alma mater, that is Presentation Convent. I taught there as a postgraduate English teacher. And then
Wow.
I taught 19 years in the Middle East, that is Kuwait. That
Wow.
was really a learning experience for me because it was the first time I think any of my ancestors have been to the Middle East. So
Mm-hmm.
that's was really a learning experience. And currently, I'm teaching at 21K school. That's an online school, totally an
Oh,
online school. We have students from 69 countries and approximately 4,000 students.
wow.
So yeah, it's a big school and it's a totally online school. So
I
when
see.
I was in Kuwait, I also taught in Kuwait University. I was the only Indian to have taught part-time in Kuwait University.
Uh-huh.
And I'm a master trainer from Geneva. I've got my license from Geneva. And
Wow.
I have conducted sessions in India, of course, Middle East, Sri Lanka, Malaysia, and Australia also. So that's
Great.
something
Wonderful.
little bit about myself.
Thank you very much, Mary, to talk about it. And I was actually planning to ask you, but you mentioned about 21K school. So can you
Yes.
just tell us about it? What kind of school is it?
Okay, 21K K school is a total, it's a K-12 school. That means from kindergarten till grade 12 we have, and we are following three curriculums. So we have
Uh-huh.
the British, that is the IB and IGCSE. We have the Indian, and we have the open school, National Open School.
I see. Mm-hmm. I got it.
And as I
Okay, thank
said,
you.
we have students approximately 4,000 with 400 facilitators.
Wow.
Totally an online
Great.
school. I'll be marketing for my school. It's a totally online school.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. Okay, so let me ask you another question. Mary, what was or were your turning point or points in your own education?
I think the turning point was, when I completed my master's and I
Mm-hmm.
was deciding whether I should go for to pursue an MBA or to, appear for the Indian Administrative
Uh-huh.
Service exam. My dad wanted all of us, all three siblings, to be in the IAS. So we prepared,
Oh,
and
I see.
I prepared a couple of times and I failed miserably. Let me tell you, miserably I
Oh,
failed. So my mother said,
oh,
it was actually my mother, and God rest her soul in peace. She's the one
yeah,
who
rest
said
in
that,
peace.
teaching would be the most appropriate profession. And then I said, me, a teacher? No way. No way.
I
But then
see.
she coaxed me, and 33 years from now, 33 years I've completed in this fantastic profession. I don't think I would
Profession.
have been anywhere else. So I give all this credit to my mom.
Wonderful. Thanks to her, rest in peace. You said just now it. Thanks to her that she, made you decide to become a teacher, and now you are here and a very excellent
Absolutely.
educator for all of us. Thank you. Okay, I'm sure that your students all they're lucky to have you there. Okay,
I hope so.
so I'm sure, and you have been teaching for a long time, Mary, if I'm not wrong. And during your teaching
Absolutely.
career, probably you have tried different methodologies, different techniques, and different strategies in your teaching. And probably you have a philosophy of teaching. So what is it? What is your philosophy of teaching?
Okay, when I was back, when I was in school, I did not have very encouraging teachers, let me tell you, because
Uh-huh.
basically I was a naughty child. I was a very naughty student. So I didn't have any teacher who would encourage me. So when I joined teaching, my first criteria, or my first principle was that I have to build a strong relationship with my students.
Mm-hmm.
I needed them to be comfortable with me. I needed them to, because I feel that, when we build trust, we give respect, we show empathy, teaching happens, learning happens there.
Exactly.
So
Mm-hmm.
so my philosophy has always been throughout my entire career to build a strong relationship, not only with my students, with my colleagues also. So it's like,
Definitely.
a family. We are a family. So I
Mm-hmm.
always believed in building strong relationships. And I think that's probably, I will say, something that has to do with my success, because when I was in Middle East, I I've been blessed to be a very successful teacher there. And right now at 21K also, I'm very fortunate that I'm teaching here. So that strong relationship that I have with my students definitely plays a part. Definitely,
I see.
definitely.
Mm-hmm. Great. Wonder. That's really important point you mentioned here, that the relationship with the students, yeah, that's really important in teaching, definitely. If you have a good relation with your students, you have a lot of chance to teach them a lot of things, because they are ready to get whatever you want to give
Absolutely.
them.
Absolutely.
Exactly. Thank
Absolutely.
you. Thank you, Mary. Okay, and we are educators, Mary, and you have a lot of experience in your teaching career and education career. So I'm sure that there are a lot of times that we have a lot of stories in our lives as an educator. Some good stories and some bad stories, and some failed and some success stories. Can you can you tell us maybe one or two success stories of yours, something inspirational? I'm sure that you have.
Absolutely. I think one of the success stories I would say, as I told you, Middle East has been the stepping stone. It has played a great role in my teaching career. So
I see.
when I was selected, 2001, when the Ministry of Education, Kuwait, came down to India to select teachers, I am fortunate and blessed to be one of the 22 only Indians recruited from India across the country.
Oh,
And I think
I
I
see.
was the second one who signed the contract. So that is once, that was the stepping stone to, a wider
Wonderful.
horizon, wider horizon. So I would say that is one success story. I've had failures also. Definitely, I have failures because my first class in Kuwait was a disaster because, the Arab students were not used to Indian teachers.
Uh,
So the first
I
time I
see.
entered grade 12, they literally booed me out of class. And I literally left class wailing. But then somehow during the course of the year, so I would always say my landing or my entry into Kuwait was one of the greatest landmarks in my teaching career. Definitely, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing I
I
would
see.
say is probably another one, being the only Indian to have taught part-time very successfully for almost 9 years in Kuwait University. That actually is a
Wow.
blessing again. Not
Great.
after me, no Indian has gone. I was the only
Uh-huh.
one Indian because because of my qualifications, my experience. Again, another blessing that I got from the Almighty. So I would say these two are, I think, would be the greatest success stories. And right now, where I am teaching, and
Uh-huh.
this is the first time I'm handling middle school. I've never handled middle school. It was always grades 11 and 12. But right now, when I'm handling middle school, I find every day is a successful story. Every day
Yeah,
for me. It's a learning.
I'm
It's a
sure.
learning experience for me. It's a learning experience for me.
Definitely. Thank you. By the way, thank you very much for sharing your stories with us, Mary,
Thank you. You're
about your success and
welcome.
failed stories. It's really great to listen this kind of stories from educators, because we have a lot of different stories in our life, and especially the education life. It's really interesting. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so I want to ask you about the education situation in India. So we read a lot of things about Indian education system sometimes, but it can be really useful if we listen something, if we hear something from you about the education system in India, maybe the language education system if you want to talk about it, or the general education system if you want to talk about it. It's up to you. So can you tell us about a little bit?
Okay, the education system has literally evolved from when I was a student and the current scenario. So it is,
Uh-huh.
like it's constantly evolving. It's constant. We cannot say that, it's just talking about the prehistoric or, the independence era. It's constantly evolving. And the current government, their challenge is to provide education to the remotest corners of the country. So we
Uh-huh.
have children who have access to laptops. We have children who are, into robotics. We have children who are into STEM learning. These are things that we didn't have when I was in school. There was no, of course, we didn't have that time. So right now, the education system, in India is definitely evolving. As far as the
I
language
see.
is concerned, language education is again tremendously growing because a lot of children have not only to the regional languages, to the mother tongue, but also to the foreign languages. Like the school
I
where
see.
I am teaching, we have 13 languages being taught. That is Arabic.
Wow.
I can name them. We have French, Spanish, ESOL. That's what I'm taking. Then we have Japanese, we have Arabic, we have Malayalam, we have Tamil, we have Urdu, we have Gujarati. So we have 13 languages, out of which eight are regional and five are international languages. So
Wow.
every day, I think, every day, every week, every year, the education system is evolving. And with the NEP 2020, we are giving a lot of stress to vocational training. It's not
Mm-hmm.
just bookish knowledge. So it's hands-on learning. We have robotics. We have, as I said, STEM learning is now part and parcel of all schools. So
I
a lot
see.
of things, so we are taking into consideration the 21st century venturing, like students are being prepared to be global citizens, not one
Exactly. That's important.
nationality. So
Mm-hmm.
global citizens, so that every school is trying that, and that's what the government is supporting. Outright, the government is supporting.
I see. It's wonderful. It's very universal, the situation that they're doing there. It's really great. It's a
Absolutely,
great
absolutely.
system. Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And it's really great to hear something about the system of India from you, Mary. Thank you very much. Okay, so what I'm going to ask you about it, how do you about let's we talk about the Indian system, and I want to ask you another related questions with the system. How do you motivate your students to learn a new language?
I would actually go back to Kuwait when I motivated myself to learn Arabic. So
Mm-hmm.
I was motivated by my students to learn the language. So the same here,
That's
I
great.
motivate my students to learn the language by creating engaging lessons. No student
Uh-huh. That's
likes to
important.
attend a class that is one-sided, where the teacher talk time is much less in all language classes because students have to practice the language, and I have to connect it to their interests and to their daily lives. Unless, if they find it something strange, what are you teaching? It has to be connected to a practical life, where they can
I
utilize
see.
this
Mm-hmm.
language, use these language in their daily lives. Only then
Mm-hmm.
they will understand the importance of communication, provide opportunities for them to practice speaking. I'm surprised a lot of children actually know Korean, not attending any languages, but by watching K-drama. So they
I
have,
see.
they like watching all these foreign movies with the subtitles, without the subtitles, but definitely they are interested to learn a new language. And I definitely need to motivate, and I do motivate them. Definitely, I do motivate them.
Mm-hmm. I see. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The thing that you do to them. Okay. And what I'm gonna ask you again about the language education. So, I know as a Turkish, we face some difficulties when we teach English to Turkish students. For example, in other countries, the teachers face some difficulties with their country's students. Like, for example, let's say a German teacher face some difficulties when they teach English to their kids, and we face some difficulties when we teach English to Turkish students. But what about Indian students? As an Indian educator, what are the challenges to teach English to Indian students? I'm sure that you have faced a lot of problems or situations that you face. Can you just tell us one or two things about them?
Actually, teaching English to Indian students is challenging at times, I would say. Not always,
Mm-hmm.
because Indian children, unlike the other countries, like I've seen in the Middle East, they want to learn this language because they
Ah, I
know
see.
this is the means of communication. Since we don't have a national language, the medium of
Hmm.
instruction, the medium of communication in India, even though Hindi is primarily spoken in a wide part of the country, but the main language of communication is English. So students know if they want to be successful in life, if they want to go abroad to study, or if they want to pursue medicine, engineering, everything is in English. So I
Oh,
have
I
not had much of
see.
a challenge to convince them to learn English because they start learning English from kindergarten.
Mm-hmm. I
So it's
got it.
not much of a challenge for them. It's not much of a challenge for any facilitator, I feel.
So you are luckier than us.
Absolutely, because I have been, and I've seen in Kuwait, like I've seen in Kuwait, but of course, the Kuwait these students have evolved tremendously, tremendously, tremendously. They have
Mm-hmm.
evolved. So
I see.
initially, 2001, we had to translate from English to Arabic, vice versa. So I had to have the vocabulary word in English, and I would write the Arabic in English only. So let's say if it was tamam, I had to write TAMAM and then explain it to
Mm-hmm.
them. So, but
I
in India,
see.
here, it's not like that. We don't have to translate into the regional language. We don't have to do that.
Oh,
Students, we explain it to them by giving them real situations,
I see.
and giving them, yeah, so it is very easy for them to connect it.
Mm-hmm. I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary, about the sharing these experiences with us. Okay, you know, in at when you go to work, sometimes you need some, how can I say, something makes you, to motivate you to go to work every day. In this case, what makes you, or what is your biggest motivation to go to school every week or every day?
Actually, I don't go to work because since I'm in an online school,
Ah,
and
sorry. Yeah, you're
yeah,
right.
but let me tell you one thing. I don't need any motivation because, I'm in this profession by choice. This is my choice. And I always
Exactly.
thought teaching is not a profession, it's a vocation for me. So
Mm-hmm.
I can
Got it.
actually very proudly say in these last 33 years, I probably have taken only 10 holidays. I need to go to school. I need to see students. I need to see children. So that's what I'm saying. It is a option for me by choice. So the
Exactly.
motivation that I get is, when I see children, learn, I see them learn, I see them grow, and I see them achieve their goals, that motivates me. I want to make a positive impact. Even if it
Mm-hmm.
is a positive impact to one student, I feel my life is fulfilled. I'm not going to
Wonderful.
change the entire world. One citizen, one student can change the world. So
I
that's my
see.
motivation. That's
Yeah,
my
wonderful.
motivation.
Great. That's a great motivation, Mary. Thank you. Thank you very much. But about it, let me ask you another question. There's something related a bit about the work again. What inspires you the most in your work? Probably the rest everybody needs inspirations when we go to school or work or in other places. So, but what about you? What inspires you to most in your work?
Actually, I do not wait for laurels from, of course, everybody wants appreciation. I think, Walken, you also agree to it. Everybody wants appreciation. But the appreciation when it comes from a student, when I see, at airports, I see students reaching out who are news producers in Kuwait, when they send you, that's my inspiration. I
I
do not
see.
want it. I just need my students to tell me, ma'am, thank you. We are what we are because of that one candle that you lit. That one
I
motivational
see.
talk that you conducted. That's the only thing that I want. And I'm sure I can see
Wonderful.
a lot of my Kuwaiti students are here online. I'm sure they will vouch for it because they and all my students have made a difference in my life. And I have my two daughters are there. So what they are today, I think a little bit of my teaching definitely goes there. So definitely that is my motivation, my students, definitely.
I see. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. All right. What I'm going to ask you about, that the technology, it's about technology. It grows day by day, and sometimes we can't catch it. How fast, okay, improves. All right. So when we think about this in education, okay, how do you incorporate technology in your teaching methods?
Once again, since I'm in an online school, technology plays an integral part here. But here I would like
Mm-hmm.
to go back to 2016 when I started using Big Blue Button. That was the first time I started using Big. So
Uh-huh.
technology has played an integral part in my career. Right from the time
I
we
see.
started, Big Blue Button, Google Meet, and then the pandemic was a wake-up call for all educators, I feel, where we tried
Uh-huh.
because we'll be sitting in the comforts of our drawing, in living rooms and conducting lessons, and we needed to make the classes interactive. So each and every facilitator throughout the world wanted to make a difference through technology. So we
Mm-hmm.
started using quizzes, we started using Padlet, we started using Kahoot. So technology for me is an integral part of my education. And my dream is to develop an app where
I hope.
English teachers can use it, and I hope I will be able to do it, definitely. So definitely technology is an integral part in my teaching.
Wonderful, and I hope I hope that you will create your app as soon as possible, and then let
Absolutely.
us know when you have done. Well, let us know
Definitely,
when you've done it
definitely.
so
I'll have a
we
launch.
can use
I'll
it.
have a launch.
O-
I will have a launch
Okay.
here, live launch.
Okay. Okay. Great. Great. I'm looking forward to it. Okay.
Definitely.
Anyway, so let's get another time. We are educators, and for example, we when we have a free time or the spare time, we love doing different things. For example, I love playing football, or I love playing table tennis in my free time, or I love searching from the internet something related with education or language teaching. What about you? What do you enjoy doing in your free time?
Actually, I don't get much free time these days, but definitely in my
Oh,
free time, that's in the evening, I definitely watch movies.
uh,
I'm a
nice.
big movie. I love to watch movies. I probably watch 4 movies in a week or a series. I love to read also because it gives me a lot, as you just rightly said that, I like to interact. I like to connect with my friends who are in Kuwait, in Egypt, and,
Uh-huh.
Lebanon. So I get in touch with them, for trying to find out what are they utilizing, what are they doing in their classes. So
Uh-huh.
one pastime for me is to connect with my old friends because I believe we need to have a connection with them. And the other one
Definitely.
is, I love to watch movies. I love to watch cricket. I'm a cricket
Yeah,
fan. So I
yeah.
love to watch cricket. Definitely, definitely.
And what was your favorite team?
Cricket. You know the sport cricket? I don't know,
I know
The Middle
cricket.
East.
I know
Yeah.
cricket. I know your
Mhm.
favorite team, the cricket
Team
team.
of
Who do you support?
Team India. Team India,
Yeah,
definitely. I don't support any other team. Team India. And we are playing
Team
right now
India.
Australia, by the way. Let me tell you. We are playing right now. This
Oh,
moment we are playing Australia. Yeah, we are.
wonderful. This is great because
Yeah.
when I was in university, I had a lot of Indian friends, and we had the
Mm-hmm.
competitions, cricket competitions, and I really,
Mm-hmm.
I really love to watch them really while they're
Yeah.
playing. It's really interesting and really the fun game. Yeah, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Wonderful, thank
Absolutely.
you. Okay, Mariam, you have a very experienced educator, very experienced educators, and there are a lot of new beginners, new teachers, okay, all around the world, not only in India or where you work, in a lot of and around the world. And we can say that. What advice would you give to new or aspiring English language teachers or general teachers who are just starting their teaching careers?
I would say if you're only interested in teaching, get into this profession because a
Uh-huh.
teacher can make or break a student, I feel. Teaching is not a pastime. Teaching is not that, I'll become a teacher so I can manage home and I can manage everything. No, definitely no. So if this is your passion, this is your vocation, this is your choice, get into it. And I always feel that teachers should be curious. I find a lot of teachers, they don't evolve, they don't upgrade themselves. We have this
I see.
qualification, that's it. But, things are changing. So, a new
Definitely.
teacher, anyone who wants to get into this teaching career, I would say, please stay curious and adaptable. Be
Mm-hmm.
patient with yourself. The pandemic has taught all of us to be patient with ourselves. Be
Uh-huh.
patient with yourself and your students. Definitely your
I got it.
students. Because, each and every child needs to be valued. And,
Definitely. Mm-hmm.
have a trust, build a rapport with your students, create engaging lessons that children feel interested to be in your class. And I always feel learning takes place when the classroom is happy. If the
Mm-hmm.
classroom
That.
doesn't have an ambience that is happy, learning doesn't take place. You're just doing a duty, that is it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you're interested in this profession, only then get into it. If not,
Exactly.
please look for another option. Definitely look for another option.
Definitely, they should look for another option. I totally agree with you because the being a teacher, it doesn't mean that being a teacher. It's more than being a teacher. It's
Absolutely.
really into. Yeah, exactly. Thank you
Absolutely.
very much for
Absolutely.
mentioning this. Okay, Mary. So when you think about your past, Mary, if you had a chance to give one piece of advice to your younger yourself, what advice would you give?
There are a lot of things I would tell myself, my younger Mary, not to do this and do this. But one advice I would say, because, I have seen a lot of tough days. So where I am today is because of sheer determination, sheer
Uh,
persistence.
uh,
So one advice I would say is do not trust anyone blindfoldedly. Definitely.
oh. Mm-hmm.
Do not let others take credit for your work, which has happened so many times, but that's fine, absolutely. So I would say, I need to overcome every challenge. I should have, there are certain challenges that, actually weakened me in my younger days,
Mm-hmm.
So right now, when I look back, I wish I could turn the clock and, I would rectify those, So a lot of
I see.
advice I would give to my younger self, but then past is past, past tense.
Uh-huh.
That's yesterday is gone. I'm not going to think about it, but the future is ahead of me, definitely.
I see, I see. But that's really important point you mentioned here again. But maybe not your younger self, but maybe the future self, maybe can get this advice, or maybe others can
Absolutely.
listen and take this advice. Okay, great. Thank you for the advice. Okay, Mary. So the time flies and years flies, and and we don't know what's gonna happen in the future. But what about yourself? How do you see yourself in 10 years, Mary? Will you still be a trainer, educator, or will you try another jobs? But actually, you have
No,
already given the answer, but I just want to ask you again.
no, no.
No.
In 10 years, that is in 10 years, God willing, and if my health prevails, I see myself as a seasoned educator. So right
I
now,
see.
being here, I think, I should give a little bit of credit that, thank you for connecting with me. So I see myself to be a seasoned educator, and I want to dedicate to train the teachers who are getting into this profession, teachers
Uh-huh.
who are experienced. So I see myself 10 years from now, again, as a teacher and as a trainer. In fact, I want to be a great trainer. I want to have some sort of a benchmark there that, training should be this. So I definitely want to do that. So I see
I
myself as
see.
a trainer, full-time trainer.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mary. And I'm sure that you will support all teachers around of
Absolutely.
you as an educator,
Absolutely.
trainer for more years. Great. Thank you. Okay. In our
Absolutely.
lives again, Mary, there are a lot of times that we face, and sometimes we face real difficult situations, and we say, "Oh, I wish I could have kind of a superpower so I could easily solve the problem, or I wish I could have this superpower or that superpower so I could easily cope with the situation or deal with the situation." All right. So, but when we think about the education, maybe if you could have one superpower to use in the classroom, what would it be and how would it help you?
One superpower. If I
Yeah.
had one superpower in the classroom, I definitely would like to have the ability to instantly, sense and understand the feeling of every child that is there. As soon as they enter,
You
I would
see.
like to know.
Mm-hmm.
In a physical school, when we were all, in school, we could understand a child is happy or a child is sad, but in an online school, I have always wondered, I wish God gives me a superpower. I see the 24 students or the 18 students, what are they feeling right now? So if
Mm-hmm.
a particular child is, sad, I should be able to instantly get that feeling, this child is not feeling good. I usually do it, but, that one magic wand, definitely I would love to have, where, I feel, I should be able to understand the feeling of every child when they enter. And another superpower, after that 40 minutes, when they leave my class, how are they feeling? Are they
I
still feeling
see.
low, or are they motivated to go to the next class? Definitely. I would love that superpower.
Wonderful. It's a great and it's very useful superpower to use. Thank you. Thank you for your superpower, Mary. Okay. So, Mary, think about that. We finished the interview when you step outside your home and find a lottery ticket, okay, that ends up winning $100 million. What would you do? But please be honest.
No, no, I'm going to be honest. $100 million. First of all, I'll pinch myself. I'll ask everyone in the family, in the neighbor, to come and pinch me, whether it's a reality. And I'm not going to be a philanthropist here and say, I will do this, because feel charity begins at home. So definitely a major portion I will utilize for my dreams, like, go on a nice holiday, get a bigger house,
Uh-huh.
etc. But definitely, I would love to do something for the retired teachers because I feel the teachers who have
Mm-hmm.
retired are neglected. So again, that's what I want to do. I want to get them back into mainstream. So I want to start, and this has always been my dream to connect with them. Get them back into mainstream because today what we are is only because of the teachers who have given up teaching, but
Uh-huh.
we do not keep in touch with them. So my aim, and I'm working on it, is to get the retired teachers into the mainstream, maybe conduct a class online somewhere where they feel valued, where they
Oh,
feel
I
cherished.
see.
So definitely, a major chunk of that $100 million you said, if I get, inshallah, if I get,
I
definitely
hope
a
so.
major chunk would be going to there. Major chunk would be going to that particular listing.
I
Definitely.
see. Okay, great. Thank you for your dreams, and I hope you come true as soon as possible.
I
If
hope
you
it
get
was
a
an
hundred million
honest
dollars,
answer.
please, please also send me some, okay? Send me some of them.
50-50. Let's go with that.
Oh,
50-50.
I
You
don't
take
know.
50, I'll
I don't need a 50-50. $10 million also enough for me.
perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Thank you.
I think 10 of them are watching us, so $10 million to you. Done, done, done.
Okay, done.
Absolutely.
Wonderful. Okay, great. So the time flies, and now I'm gonna ask you my last question, Mary. Are you ready? Now I'm gonna ask you my last question. Here is the
Yeah,
question,
sure.
Mary.
Yeah,
What is your motto?
my motto. Okay.
Yeah,
My motto
exactly.
my motto has not changed, I think, since the day I started teaching. It is live and let live. Let people live.
Ah, that's
Because
nice.
everyone here is fighting a battle. Also, there is nobody who can say, I am peaceful, I am happy. So live and let live because, understand what the other person is feeling. I don't think I purposely or intentionally have humiliated a person,
Uh-huh.
whether it's a student, whether it's a teacher, because, I have felt so. I always understand the importance of empathy and tolerance. So my motto is live and let live. Let everyone live
Exactly.
peacefully. If each of us treat the other peacefully, I think the world will be a peaceful place. So live and let live because,
Let live.
everyone
I
is
see.
waging a war. Everyone is
Mm-hmm.
fighting a battle here. We need a compassionate
Exactly.
world. I think you agree with me. We need a compassionate world.
Definitely.
And
Definitely. I
let's make
totally
a
agree with you.
difference. Yeah,
Yeah,
let's make
why
a
not?
difference. Yeah,
Exactly.
definitely.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. Thank you, Mary. Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
really
Thank
like
you.
live, let live. Okay, Mary. And that's all my questions, Mary. And before ending our live sessions, Mary, would you like to add anything else?
I would like to add that, first of all, follow his channel, Creative English, on Facebook, on Instagram, he's on LinkedIn. And the amount of work that you are doing, connecting the world, especially the English teachers, is fantastic. It's
Thank you.
fantastic. In fact, I have learned a lesson from you to start something like this in India, and I hope I will invite you to be my first guest. Secondly, love your work,
I will be happy.
everyone. Love your work. Yeah, love your work. Teaching is a
Wonderful.
gift from God. Teachers are a gift from God, I feel. So
It's a kind of a
enjoy
talent.
your work.
Hmm.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly.
And remember, we are the chosen few. Not everyone is a teacher. So we are
Uh-huh.
the chosen few. We are the chosen few. So if you are in this profession, make the wisest decisions, conduct your sessions appropriately, and respect the students. Because
Mm-hmm.
students and teachers, it's a family. It's a family. So let's,
Definitely. Hmm.
support each other. Let's educate everyone. Let everyone be
Definitely.
educated. Not just get knowledge, but everyone should be educated. I feel there is a difference between knowledge and education. I want students
Uh-huh.
to be educated because then they understand what is right and what is wrong. Knowledge can be acquired
Definitely.
through the internet, a click of a button, they get everything. Everything is available. But education plays an
Definitely.
important role in all our lives. So I hope
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
everyone follows his channel. I hope everyone follows him.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mary,
You're
for your
welcome.
nice comments.
You're welcome.
And there's a comment here. A teacher may affect eternity. Yeah, exactly. I totally agree.
Absolutely.
Agree. Thank you. Thank
Absolutely.
you very much.
Absolutely. I totally
Thank
agree.
you very
I
much.
totally agree.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, Mary. And I would like to say one more time, thank you very much
Thank you.
for your suggestions, for your advice, and for your, especially the most important thing is your time, Mary. It's almost 12 there. Maybe, maybe it's, I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know actually what
12:13
time is
a.m.
it.
Good morning.
Yeah, yeah, it's
12:13.
exactly.
12:13 a.m. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
12:30. It's really late there. Yeah, good morning. It's really late there, so I don't want to take your time. And thank you very much, Mary. Really, exactly. I'm really happy that we had
God
this
bless you.
chance
God
from
bless you.
you. Okay, and
God bless you. God bless you.
Mary Sebastian was with you today with the Teacher Talks 164th session. Okay, and next week we are going to be here, as you know, that every Monday at 9 p.m. All right, at the same Turkish time, as you know, that 9 p.m. And until next time, please take care of yourselves. And wherever you are, sorry, and take care of yourself, Mary, too. Wherever you
Thank you.
are, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Until the next time, take care of
God bless.
yourself. And bye bye, Mary. Peace and God
God
bless all
bless.
of us.
God bless. Thank you
Bye.
so much. Thank you
Peace.
so much. God bless.
Bye.
God bless. Bye bye. Bye. Bye.